Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Howdy. What?
I finally noticed that was Wesley.
We talked about this. Literally.
Yeah,
We
we
never
talked
saw
about
it
it last.
before.
We talked about it. Last
can't see
week.
it
I
over the
didn't notice
screen.
it.
He's
I never
covering it
noticed
right
it,
now.
and then I finally was like, "Oh wait, there's me."
In the middle of my backswing. See, now you get that.
Take it back.
Geez.
Start over.
All right. Starting over. Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna full
Who's gonna
start.
play it again?
No, we're not. No, we're not. All right, let's try this again. Howdy, all. Well, you want to interrupt me? Okay, you don't. Howdy, all. Welcome to Where No Man Wants to Go Reviews, where, well, we're perfect at what we do around here. Oh, anyway, welcome, everybody. We hope you're doing fine. We are here to talk Starfleet Academy, Episode 9, where they just hope you don't think too hard because none of it works at all. Not the writing, not the characters, nothing, especially not the science. The science. Brad, the science.
I trust the science. I trust Dr. Aaron McDonald.
Oh, my goodness. You know what I've heard, Brad? Part of the defense for this week's episode is, well, these people wrote some Voyager novels and wrote a couple episodes of Voyager. So they know what they're doing.
Do they?
That's the defense I've heard.
Point out the episodes they wrote. This was what?
James
Kirsten
Linda.
Beyer?
Yeah, Kirsten Beyer. Yeah.
Right, she has done some Voyager stuff.
Episodes of Lost. That doesn't mean what they made is good.
Lost. Lindelof. That's a different thing. Different thing. We're not going near Lindelof with this today. Anyway, but yeah, that's a defense I've heard. But while you hear that, Brad, how you doing?
I finally got my review up today. It took a lot longer than I thought, with all the stuff being delivered yesterday. So
the appliances came?
Yeah. That was exciting. Installing all new, warp drive systems and omega molecules and everything. So
all right. Let me ask you this: did you remember what an omega?
Yes, I did.
Was? You did. I didn't. I thought that was Kurtzman trick bullshit.
Nope, I remember it. I went back in the middle of my review. I'm like, I got to check it. So I checked the true source because I don't trust anything online. They keep altering it online. So I go back to my
you got
2-volume
physical.
encyclopedia. Yeah, the 2-volume encyclopedia that was published in 2015 before Kurtzman Trek started a TV series. And it acknowledges Kelvinverse is completely different universe.
Mm-hmm. So what episode did Omega 47 appear in? So one episode of Voyager.
It's just the Omega. It's just Omega.
Okay.
The 47's added.
Okay. So
my whole apply iterations. So
my whole thing.
I was actually thinking Galaxy Quest, Omega 13.
I was what kind of Trek fans are we? I don't know. I don't remember it. I'm a Trek fan of 40 plus years, so that's what kind of Trek fan I am.
I watched Voyager only 4 or 5 times. Was it the Omega Protocol?
I don't know.
The name of the episode.
Point is, I didn't remember what it was, and my here's how I look at it. This whole choosing Omega, it's the same thing they've done every time. They'll go to a wiki and they'll plug something in and they'll just see where it came from and not actually do the proper research or homework to make it feel like it
you don't get it, Adam. They reference the old shows, so science, logic, character writing don't matter.
Okay,
member berries excuse everything. That's what I've been told by real Star Trek fans. Is they reference Voyager, so it doesn't matter how big space is. It doesn't matter how many minds you need. None of that matters.
The Omega Directive, which would have been sometime after 4th season, because 7 was aware of the Omega particle because the Borg were aware of the Omega particle.
Okay. And so it's just a one-off, though. It's just a one-off.
It's just a one-off episode.
Okay, much like the Doctor's holographic family.
Correct. It is, I don't have a problem referring to the omega molecule. What I have a problem with is synthesizing it because they know it's not a good idea. The exact protocol is to get rid of it, destroy it, not build off it. That's what the Omega directive is. That's why it overrides the Prime directive. It's captains and flag, admirals only information. Okay. No one else knows. Okay. And I think Disparu showed the episode where they shut down, the entire ship shuts down when the Omega molecule is detected, and only the captain can override. So it's like it's detected and it overrides every system. It overrides the Prime. You are allowed to violate the Prime directive to destroy the Omega molecules, my understanding.
Okay. But it's still just a one-off.
Yes.
Dermy, you're muted.
Yeah, you have been this whole time. I still can't hear you.
How long has he been muted? I haven't
since the fake intro.
The restart.
Yeah. We're not screwing with you, Dermy.
No, we're not screwing with you. The show, I wouldn't screw that. Anyway. Well, there, he'll come back. Well, all right. So I made that mistake in my review. I can admit that because I was caught up in the throes of just mind-numbingly stupid. And well, so I will say I apologize for any mistake I made there. I am not perfect. I just claim to be good at what I do. All right. No, you're still muted. We're not fucking with you. We're not fucking with you.
Yeah, we're not.
No.
Go check the live stream. You're not talking.
Yeah.
That's why I avoid talking about Star Trek lore in my reviews, because I know, Brad and Adam will get it way better than I do. So I just try to focus in on the episode. And to me, it really doesn't matter if the Omega showed up before or didn't. What they show in this episode is so bonkers insane that if it had been in the old stuff, I still would be calling it out. It's still so moronic. Just because it's in Trek doesn't mean it gets a free pass to be moronic.
No.
Do you guys hear me now?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what the hell happened.
You know what I did? I went into
Elgato.
people. It was I went into people. You were on audio, so I turned you off auto. Right, maybe right as you did that. I don't know.
It was weird. It's like a Elgato button ended up getting pressed internally, which I have no idea what the heck happened there. Anyways, so what is the Omega particle supposed to do?
It is basically it's a source of energy. I'm just going to read it exactly what it says.
Okay, go ahead.
Now you're muted.
Hey, must have hit it. It's the worst place to put the damn button. Jesus. Short-lived, highly unstable particle believed to be the most powerful substance in the universe. Quiet. Some cosmologists theorize the Omega existed in nature at the instance of the Big Bang, when the universe as we know it was born. An Omega molecule would be so energetic that even a few such particles could theoretically power an entire planet. A single Omega molecule was synthesized in the late 23rd century by Dr. Keterak, a Federation scientist. The particle remained stable for only a fraction of a second before it exploded, destroying the research station and causing subspace ruptures extending across several light years, making warp travel impossible in the region. Starfleet Command immediately realized the use of even a few Omega molecules could effectively end spacefaring civilization as we know it. Starfleet not only banned research into Omega, but issued the Omega Directive, ordering the destruction of any Omega molecules and suppression of any knowledge of the particle's existence. Other cultures did, however, have knowledge of Omega. The Borg, which referred to it as Particle 010, regarded Omega with near reverence. The collective.
All right, now I'm remembering that. I'm remembering that now. Now I'm remembering.
The collective believed it to exist in a flawless state and was willing to go to any lengths to assimilate it. Another civilization in the Delta Quadrant was actually successful in synthesizing some 200 million Omega molecules in 2374. Although Starship Voyager personnel were successful in destroying them before damage to the subspace continuum could result. So that is Omega.
So like it's a very powerful particle that can just annihilate everything. And why did the Federation make these into mines?
Well, not the Federation.
They
Somalia.
but they were researching them.
Well,
Omega 47 implies
and there it
iterations.
is. There it is. There's one of my biggest problems with this episode. And before we go in further, hi Jet.
Federations are evil.
Well, that too. Hi Jet. How are you? You okay?
I'm here. God, I need a job. I'm moving right now, and things are insane. But at least I got to unwind from watching this episode a couple days ago. I marathoned so much TNG today. I got through the Picard Cardassian episodes with Senator Kinsey. He's always a dick in everything he's in.
Jellicoe did nothing wrong.
No.
He's an ass, but no, he didn't do anything wrong from what I saw. But a fantastic two-parter, and it's sad seeing Riker so great considering what Jonathan Frakes has been saying today.
Like I said, Frakes is a company man. He's gonna say whatever because his entire world is going to
ruin that feeling of TNG by being here. So,
and Mr. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I made it to a point at Atlantis where before I started the episode, it openly said, and I said this last night, that I need to watch SG-1. So I went back to SG-1. I like Ben Bauer. He's no Jack O'Neill, but I like him. I like him a lot. It's been very cathartic watching this and not Starfleet because, oh my God, what the fuck? I was playing Pokemon while watching Starfleet. Okay, I was playing Pokemon. I'm a little switch here. I'm just grinding out some levels in Pokemon, and I'm looking over there like, I know I'm second screen watching this, but I still don't know what the fuck's happening.
I'll forgive you because you're not actually doing a review on it, so I'll forgive you. It's okay.
Oh, I do the same thing.
No, I watch it straight on.
I'm really good at multitasking.
I watch it and record me watching it. I'm the master.
I can do that whole like, hey, especially right now. I'm literally just grinding out levels. So I have it playing and I'm trying to focus in on it. And I'm like, but what we go from going to put everybody's going home because the year's fucking over because blah 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 classes are done. And then we go into subspace while in the middle of a warp to go meet your mom because you remember the planet name.
Well, transwarp tunnels are just a natural phenomenon now.
And again,
like ley lines or something.
I'm still fucking confused. Okay, is Sam a robot or a hologram?
Okay.
Because yet again,
Sam
depends on the moment.
It's whatever the story needs her to be. 1 minute she could be all powerful, and she should have been based upon the rules they showed in this episode, but then she's helpless because apparently you could tie up a hologram.
That's the rule for every character. Every piece of lore is it's subject to change and retcon at any moment depending on what they want in that moment. So everything's fucking inconsistent. I mean, Caleb's character, for example, if it's not a Caleb-centric episode of this season,
he disappears.
He's completely fine. Well, yeah, he disappears, but he's, oh my God, I'm part of the Starfleet family. I love it here. You guys are my family. But then when it's the Caleb episode, I don't care about any of you guys. I miss my mom.
Well, here's the thing
Starfleet
with
Starfleet is evil.
His speech to do that is a poor attempt to.
I'm not talking about the end.
Oh,
when he's trying to specifically send them away. Not talking about that.
Yeah. Okay.
That one at least is for a reason.
Yeah, it's for a reason, but it's done terribly. It's done terribly.
I'm more talking about how upset he is or annoyed he is in the Klingon bonding ritual.
Yeah.
Which is a real thing.
It was?
The Rustai is a real thing. I remembered it. I was watching it, then I went back and checked it. The Rustai occurred in the episode where Marla Astor was on Worf's away team. She was killed. She had a son on board, and he adopted Jeremy Astor into his family, and we never saw him again.
Okay,
it's an actual ceremony.
Really? Okay. It felt wrong, but maybe just the way they were doing it.
It felt wrong because you don't get a sense that what's his name, Gaten, has any allegiance to Klingon lore or history or anything. Unlike Worf, who was very much ritualistic.
He wore a pink outfit with a skirt.
Worf did. Yes, he did.
I think it also makes it more difficult because I don't feel the relationship between Jaden and the other characters. I could buy Worf
because he disappears every other episode.
There are no relationships.
There are none, and we'll get into that. And real quick, this is one of the dumbest TNG episodes because it's another one-off. It's like, oh no, that one sector is possibly damaged. Warp travels damaging subspace, and then that stupid chick blows up her shuttle to cause a massive subspace rift. But then a couple of episodes later, Warp 7, go. I mean,
that was the ozone hole. That's what that was.
Yeah, that was a really dumb episode, and they forgot, and they walked away from that really quickly. And I always discussions whenever it comes up in fan talks, always, yeah, we're just all gonna believe they upgraded warp drives to not do what it was doing. So that was a really dumb episode. That don't use that as an example of Goddess. That episode is a piece of shit episode. I hate that episode. Anyway,
that is an important thing to know. Is there are bad things about good Star Trek?
Yes,
we still all love it. Well, Dermy less so, but we do care about it and respect it. But nothing's perfect.
You can have bad episodes of Doctor Who, Stargate.
Yes.
I did not like the season finale of season 8 of Stargate. That was that was a thing.
The time travel. You
can admit that the things you love have bad episodes. That's fine to admit that.
I like the prequel trilogy, but I know they're not well made.
I like the Clone Wars.
Shit.
But a lot of these people aren't capable of differentiating subjective from objective, like you just tried, Adam.
Yeah.
Like you're just talking about with the prequels. It's a lack of maturity.
We watch DS9 every week, and guess what? It's not all 9 bars of Latinum.
We gave a 1 the other week because
what the hell was that?
We did give a 1 a couple weeks ago because we gave zeros. So
no, you have to leave a bar on the table. It's 1 to 10.
We'd have to.
You can't walk. Court won't let you walk away from the table. You know that.
Yeah. You know what?
Can I take a bar from the table? How about that?
Yeah, but then the Ferengi will
negative bars are allowed, just not 0.
Ferengi will kill you. You know, while I go do that, let me toss out because I do want to know which one I give 1. I'm gonna go back and look at the wormhole watch.
I'm gonna have to do that.
I'll know as soon as I look at it. Anyway, so here we go. Penultimate episode, and the biggest crimes in this episode are, of course, the illogical stuff. And once again, hail and howdy to the chat. Welcome here. You guys are right to roast me if I forget shit from lore, but when they're one-offs, I get a little bit of wiggle room. But I will, of course, apologize in the next main review next week because I clearly got 2 things wrong. I did make fun of the bonding ceremony, and I forgot the Omega particle because. But in my defense, I have been saying for weeks that I don't remember a lot of major Voyager shit if they're one-offs. I remember all major story points, but one-offs, I forget them. I'm not as good with DS9, and I'm not as good with Voyager as I am with TNG and DS9. Anyway, but thank you guys. You hold us accountable, and we're fine with that. I will say I got that wrong. Anyway, but glad you got all here. We hope you're going to enjoy it. Sit back, relax, talk amongst yourselves as we now rip apart this terrible show. Okay, so first of all, it's been 300 days. Everybody's essentially a year older, except for Sam, who went through 17 years in a montage last week.
Real quick, apparently Jaden's like in his 20s.
Yeah, some of them are in their 20s, some of them are 17. It doesn't seem to be very consistent on entry level.
Yeah.
That really confused the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys love the orgy jokes that lasted for 20 minutes from Stephen Colbert?
God.
Oh God. I try to tune that dumb son of a bitch out. I really do.
Some of these people are minor. Some of them aren't, but this is the equivalent of a high school freshman in college situation. The staff should not be making orgy jokes.
They're legitimately just out there saying, hey, everybody just start fucking each other. Just fuck. Fuck.
Yeah, well, we're on our way to Beta Z. It'll take a few days because suddenly warp travel actually means something.
Brad,
in a few pieces of dialogue.
I think it was Meridian. I think I gave Meridian a 1.
It was probably Meridian. That's what I was looking at too.
Yeah, it had to be Meridian.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because fuck that episode. Anyway, I think that
started this episode. There's something I wanted to point out that I did in my review.
Yeah,
governments are famous for being really quick, right? Governments, when they make a decision, next day things are turned around. The world changes on a dime, right? In fiction and in real life, right?
Depends. What's the decision that was made? How about that?
Well, is it to lock us down? Because that went quickly.
That is quick. Well, I just want to point out that I find it incredibly ridiculous to assume that a new Federation government was ratified and
in less than a
establish
year
on Beta Z in that amount of time.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It's completely ridiculous, especially with that you have to renegotiate so many little details of that. That takes time because Beta Z has been, quarantined off for at least 100 years behind
the psychic wall.
So you've got to make so many millions of decisions that, we just built a building and everyone can move in immediately.
Yeah.
I thought that was setting up some plot stuff. It doesn't matter to this episode that they were on their way to Beta Z. They could have been going to Risa for their orgies, and this episode could have been the exact same.
There's no reason for them to go to Beta Z at all. Why?
No.
School's done. Why are they going to Beta Z?
Aki is the center of the Federation. Did you see her and the Dean of the War College were doing war planning?
Yeah.
Well, what I said is, why are teachers planning strategy sessions? Hi.
Because
were they
she's
planning
the oldest officer in existence. I don't know.
Well, she should have better ability and skills.
Yeah.
Was it that they were planning war maneuvers, or were they talking about what the plans were made by the Federation? And
they were trying to figure out what Paul Giamatti was going to do once we discover that
Admiral Mummy was letting them. He knew what they were doing.
Well, Admiral Oded Fair, who is the most. I mean, I like Oded Fair as an actor. I really do. He's great from The Mummy. Was great in NCIS and appears on a lot of stuff. And he always is somewhat of a badass. He's such a passive guy in this one. It's disgusting.
He doesn't care. It's very clear he doesn't care. He's just waiting for the Mummy to start.
He's getting his new Mummy paycheck. Which, by the way, quick off, they did admit this week that with the return of Rachel Weisz, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor retconned out of existence. Never happened.
Oh, that's a shame.
I never watched Mummy Returns. I've only seen it once.
I just rewatched Mummy Returns a couple months ago. I did a double feature one night. It's so much fun. It's like watching video games. It's great. I love it.
So I knew the dude looked familiar, the Chancellor, whatever. When you said, gave me his name finally, it was like he was in The Mummy. I was like, who is he in The Mummy? Oh, I love this dude.
Yeah, Oded Fair's a badass.
He's a fucking badass.
Yeah, Oded Fair is a badass.
Especially in Returns when he was willingly standing against the Scorpion King army.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a great
fight. Wasn't that The Rock's first gig?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't listen. It was not a great gig, but we still love it. It's just
and his Scorpion King, the first movie, wasn't terrible. It's not good, but no.
And then he went on to be on Voyager.
Yeah. Anyway, so Admiral Oded Fair tells him, and this is what really just pisses me off. I didn't want to say grinds my gears. I was going to go another way. I didn't want to use that term. But Brad, it knew exactly where my mind was going. I've been streaming with all of you too long. You know what way I'm thinking now. Is that he reveals what Paul Giamatti stole. He stole Omega 47 molecules, particles, whatever, and basically space mine technology. Now,
I want to point out, with the knowledge that we learned about the Omega from Brad and, in the week, because I wasn't aware that it was from Voyager either, it becomes so unbelievable to me that Admiral Medjai didn't immediately check Omega. It's like, this starbase is dealing with Omega. This is top secret, top secret, top secret. We need to check it immediately. It took them 3 months.
Well, and there it is. We talked about that during the Miyazaki episode. I brought it back up this week. One current gen Intrepid was all that was guarding that. And Somalian pirates, we were so afraid of it, they had to lure it away. Yet still, one Somalian pirates ship destroyed it at the Miyazaki. But they had 6 attack the starbase that had Omega and the space mine tech. So what was the point?
There was no point to any of it. They didn't think through any of it. And the Omega, I know people have headcanon for it, saying, hey, during the burn, they didn't have dilithium, so the Omega was being developed as an alternate to dilithium to power warp. That is a headcanon that a lot of people are running with. If that's true, it still doesn't explain why the hell there isn't better security, and why didn't the Admiral Medjai immediately realize they probably went for the Omega. We need to check that now. He said they went over the wreckage for 3 months.
You need to have
they couldn't run the computer check.
At least 3 to 4 elite ships there to protect
and Dermy, and before we continue, Admiral Oded Fair, he's Chief of Staff of Starfleet. He's the #1 admiral. He would be aware of everything.
Would he really be concerning himself with Starfleet Academy? I know it's the first class, but he's got more important things to do.
Why would you ever say to the Chancellor of Starfleet Academy the Omega particle was stolen?
Because
she doesn't need to know that.
And here's the
she's a doctor.
All right, so let me ask you
know
this.
Means nothing.
So with all this going on too, why the fuck is the Athena going to Beta Z for this?
That's my
ceremony?
question.
Why were they there for the initial negotiations in episode 2? Why was it there?
Because they have Betazoids on their class.
Well, no, that's when they became part of
it. Because it's a youth movement. It was a youth movement, remember?
Yeah, but the reason they're going back there is because the youth are the reason this all happened. So now we're going to be there to be all celebratory because of look at how great we are, even though we did that jack shit.
And once again, the Athena gets into deep shit because she doesn't belong out in the cosmos with not okay. But then they ditch everybody except for Captain Holly Hunter, Tig Notaro, and the Doctor.
Why? See, what would have been a better episode is Princess Mulvaney obviously needs to go back to Beta Z. That makes sense. She's the daughter of the president, and her and her brother going back, totally fine.
Well, we don't know if he's going to be president of the Federation. We don't know. We just know that they gave
it's a Beta Z because it's just where it is. There already is we already have a Federation president.
Right, but he's an important leader there, so I can totally buy her needing to go with her brother. So it's the end of the semester. Caleb doesn't have anywhere to go, so they're going on a shuttle or a different ship to go there. Caleb magically figures out where Paul Giamatti is, not his mother, because he knows there's the connection between the two, and he convinces them to go after Paul Giamatti on their own.
That's a good option.
Figuring it out. Well, I mean, slightly better is all I'm saying. The Athena going there is just after the Miyazaki. Aki didn't learn anything. She didn't realize maybe it's a bad idea to take this ship out into the dangerous universe that we're barely controlling with Paul Giamatti on our ass.
Why?
Because he has a personal vendetta against her.
Well, I don't get that. Brad, I think because Jonathan Frakes's directing, he must have maybe thrown some ideas in and said, "Hey guys, when we did Picard season 3 finale, we had the D was automated. We were on the bridge. We had drones and automated there, and that was back in the 24th century, and we could do that here."
I don't think Frakes is doing that.
I know. I'm just spitballing here.
But even with that argument, they openly said we're testing this automated system. We don't even know if it's going to properly work right. We're just going to test it right now with all this.
But
you
know what?
Should have your full crew there, but you don't have your full crew there because you don't want the rest of the.
Where is the lesbian gym teacher?
She's with all the other kids.
We haven't seen her in 3 episodes.
Chick.
We heard her when Tig Notaro stubbed her toe.
Yeah.
Wait, whatever happened to the chick that was apparently, I can't remember what it was, the DS9 chick.
That's what we're saying. I call it the lesbian gym teacher.
No.
Dax.
Dax.
Yeah, where's Dax?
Oh, that was a one-off.
Yeah.
But she was a teacher there at the school.
If they're not shown on screen, they don't exist, Jeremy.
Yeah. And you know what? Where's Becky Lynch? Where's the entire?
There was a bridge crew there in the first episode. There should always be a bridge crew there.
Where's combat?
The way, I mean, just go look at Star Trek 2. That was Star Trek 2 was a training voyage, right? Yeah. It was made up primarily of cadets, but there were still officers on board to monitor and evaluate the students. That's what the Enterprise had become a training vessel at that point because it was old and was getting close to being decommissioned. So it's like, let's make it a training vessel. And Spock was the captain because Spock was a teacher at Starfleet Academy. And this is his group. This is his class. They're learning starship operations. That's what should be done. And it's later people. It's not first years. So the whole idea that this whole academy is the ship makes no sense if there's not actual teachers there showing them how to do things. They should have said, okay, we've stopped at Beta Z. We've dropped off the students. I need my actual command crew to go with me. But the problem is they've divorced themselves from an actual command crew. The crew is the students. So there should be no outside interference. There should be no outside opponent.
And you know what's even worse, though? If the students are the crew, the show has failed to have the students learn anything. I said this in my review. I know you guys said it too. They show us where they've learned anything in 300 days. Everybody's saying this.
Physics is love. They've learned that.
They've learned our town.
That will get on you. Our town.
They learned.
Jaden learned how to debate.
Yeah.
Public.
We've learned.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
wait. They learned that holograms are super beings that can do just about anything.
Until the script tells you they can't.
Exactly.
Oh, we've learned Jaden's favorite game is baseball.
We did?
Well, he loves being in the catcher position.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
God. Fuck, what?
He's still in the skirt.
Derby still has not seen the AI video that I did.
No, I don't want to see it. No, I don't want to see
Adam
it.
saw it. It's funny as hell.
I suffer these things because I'm in the DM room, and then he plays them on stream or recording.
Yeah,
I can't
why
run
don't
away
they
from
monologue at Paul Giamatti? Theater can save the day.
it. Mm-hmm.
I remembered another thing. We learned.
Okay.
The fish kid lacks a lot of enzymes and will always glitter vomit.
Apparently, he can't process alcohol.
Problem.
Okay.
Didn't he go to a bar?
Wasn't
he doing shots?
Mm-hmm.
I think
he also got very jealous of Jaden and the other war colleagues.
They don't communicate with each other. These writers. This isn't a writer's room.
The showrunners.
Exactly.
The showrunner's been the writer for the past 3 episodes.
Gaia means nothing anymore. Showrunner means nothing anymore. I do believe that they're following the Disney Plus method of, we call it a showrunner, but it's really just the writer who's doing the most episodes.
Yeah.
And look, Jed is writing, right? Jed, you write novels, you write stories, you understand, you know your stories, you know your characters, you know, like this, like you come to a point in a story, it's like, I can't do it this because it's inconsistent with something the character's done before. I've been working on some story ideas. I use AI to help me plot everything out. And I see something, I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, wait a minute. And then I go back and check my own canon. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So
no, you have to be able to. There's a really important term in writing that you're talking about here. Kill your darlings. These writers are incapable of that. So that basically means when you come across something that cannot make sense or work within the narrative that you've established so far, you have to kill it. No matter how much you love it, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. These people aren't capable of that. Their darlings can replace everything that came before. You either need to make it work or kill it.
I have a perfect Star Trek related example. We talked about this a couple days ago. I loved the Dyson Sphere episode with Scotty. I love the whole concept of it. And I was so enamored by it that I wanted to do it as a part of my overarching saga at one point, that there's a whole other reality trapped inside a Dyson Sphere and the heroes get put in there. But the more I tried to do it, the more it wouldn't work, no matter how much I love the idea of a whole nother dimension, reality, existence inside this Dyson Sphere. It just didn't work no matter how much I did work. So eventually I had to get rid of it. And I had to change it to just another reality that's just kind of out of sync with the rest of the universe. But I really liked it, but I couldn't do it. So I killed my darling.
Like Doctor Who.
I killed my darling.
Yeah, it's an important thing to do, but yeah, these people, they're not even communicating with each other to know when they should kill their darlings. Like the bubble at the end, I imagine that was a shot that they had, or a thing that they had in mind for a while of, let's mine the entire Federation space and cut them off from everybody else. That was a darling, and they didn't care that it didn't make sense.
They should have been, that darling should have not just been killed, it should have been genocided.
We'll get to it.
Stupid.
We'll get to it. That's at the very end of this god-awful discussion.
I'll find my grok discussion on that when we get there too.
So
I have one of those too.
So what back to where I went down this path of killing the darlings and all this stuff is, if the students are the crew, it would have made sense for them to having to learn something when everything went to shit later in the episode. It would have been the perfect opportunity to say, okay, let's show what we've learned after a year of trying of getting the skills to be Starfleet officers, and let's come together on the bridge of the Athena, which shouldn't have been empty, but maybe could have been better written where, the regular crew's been injured or incapacitated.
Yeah, someone got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. And suddenly Caleb takes the helm and Genesis takes Science Station or something like that. So any number one of them. Y'all just take different stations and they do the job and they get it done, and the Athena behaves like a hero ship, the shiny ship they want it to be, and gets out of the situation instead of just being tractor beam into stasis and not able to do anything and running away with their
things you could have done with this. Like you could even copy Star Trek 3 and have them steal it.
Yeah, that was a source. Really think about it. That was the source of the whole thing, the automation. That's where the source is. So it's canon. You can automate the ship, but even Scotty, the engineering genius that he is, you still cannot run that ship by that many people.
It's
maybe in the 32nd century, you're a little better, but why not have actual skilled people? Tig Notaro, what was she in Discovery? She was like an engineer or something.
Oh, that's something that they need to remember about the Discovery people is if you're 800 years out of date, you're 800 years out of date. Can you imagine someone from 800
they got
years
up to
ago
speed.
in the 12th century?
They got up to speed. Also,
yeah,
I can't accept that.
All right, Brad, say your point, then I want to ask you a question.
Also, why didn't the Doctor change his uniform to the ECH?
I said that too. Why is he emergency command? Why didn't he go emergency command? My only response was, I guess he evolved to do it all at once. But Brad, question for you: with how things go in this, would the Discovery spore drive negate the situation that Paul Giamatti puts them in at the end of the episode?
I don't know because I don't know what happened to the mycelial network. Okay. No, it's the mycelial network. That's what it is. It's actually the character of Paul Stamets, the engineer, is actually based on an actual mycologist named Paul Stamets, who, if I'm recalling correctly, has theorized that everything is connected through fungus. I think that's the theory. I don't recall exactly.
Sounds like a mycelium network, so that's what.
That's what it is.
True in a biosphere like Earth.
Well,
a biodome.
They postulated that the galaxy is a biosphere. Basically, is what they said, which is what the spore drive came from, and then was only tested on 2 ships. It was the Discovery, and I forget the other one. It was the Patton, I think. Maybe it was a Patton.
Oh, how dare they! How dare they!
I forget what it was, but that ship got exploded. But there was only 2, which is why when it went in the future, they for some reason forgot entirely about the spore drive. So
wasn't the spore drive also a ripoff from somebody else that was doing stuff?
There was a the tardigrade. Yeah,
tardigrade.
Anyway, so
there were people in the comments of my review saying, "Is the Discovery going to swoop in and save the day in the final episode?" Because a lot of people are wondering what you just asked. If
I postulated, are they going to?
Aren't they supposed to be showing up?
No,
no. I wondered.
No,
I asked Brad that if they might show up.
Nope, they won't. It's the USS Glenn, not the Patton. The Glenn. So John Glenn.
Now, I mean, Discovery's been undergoing retrofits. It's been busy in other places. Because remember, the Discovery was leading the inspection of the space station, the Starbase, where the Omega was in Miyazaki. They were running the cleanup over there.
Afterwards, yeah.
So Discovery's out there. I just wonder if they're going to bring it in.
Captain Mikey should have solved it instantly. I don't understand.
I know. She's the best of us, man. Anyway. So there was that, and then there's the other problem with this episode. All these relationships that they keep pushing on us in these tight moments of I care about you, you care about me. We saw each other naked. We're pining for gay guys. None of this shit actually happened in the season, did it? Did I miss something where all these relationships
naked? But
develop.
People did fuck each other, but
wait, hold on. Literally, this is hookup culture. They hooked up. We saw them have sex once, and we saw them flirt on a bench. We know that he and her did not get along the first few episodes. It was the 5th episode. Was that the Miyazaki one? No, it was the 6th episode.
Emissary.
The Miyazaki one.
Oh no, Emissary is where they decided to date an emissary.
No, they were just
they were
getting there, because they
started kissing outside the bar. It's like, are we?
Yeah, that's when they started making out.
That's correct.
Yeah,
that's the first time they made out.
Yeah,
right. So literally between that time, that's maybe a month or 2. So just dating for 5 or 6 weeks, they have sex. That makes sense. That's fine. After the 3rd date, 4th date, whatever, normal.
And then she goes to Beta Z for 3 months.
Well, she went Dark Phoenix, and then that's why you don't like her anymore. But
and somehow somehow she keeps saying it's you look at me weird now when that has never been established. They keep
well, she
trying
said that
so much
last
tell, not
episode,
show.
but it's this whole thing of like he's looking at you, and I think it's because he loves you. That's why you think it's weird. I don't fucking know. I don't know. You guys aren't even fucking putting any effort into any of this shit.
It's almost like they want you to presume something is happening off screen. It's like you said, like you just said, tell, don't show. So it's like they walk up and it's like, hello, Tarima. I've not seen you since the last time we spoke. Do you remember the last time we spoke? We said this. And she says, yes, Caleb, I remember that as well. And I said, this. Then they look at the camera and go, are we caught up, audience?
They're not doing that. Well, a good example of like the show don't tell or just remembering what the fuck you did is in Stargate when Vara shows back up at the beginning of season 9. You end up having Daniel just start looking at her with just disdain because of what she did.
She did a bad thing on the Prometheus to him.
She did and he does not like her, and he's trying to get rid of her right now. Yeah. He is tired of her. And he looks at her with disdain, but she does something a little bit.
That makes the character arc so interesting, though.
Yeah.
When you know where it goes, it makes it so interesting. But again, that's because they've had time to build. Mm-hmm. They don't have time to build here.
And also, Michael Shanks is a really good actor.
Yeah.
So is
Claudia. She knew her character. I mean, it was still pretty close to Aaron's son.
Actually, I would argue Vala is complete opposite of Aaron. I would argue.
I thought she's definitely more conniving and piratish, but it's just not the same energy.
Well, Endgame Aaron, same energy, but Vala's a free spirit, and Aaron was raised in the military.
True.
Yeah,
I didn't realize I was gonna start something up there. I was just using it as an example.
Clearly, we will do anything to talk about anything else but Starfleet.
I mean, fair. That's very fair.
And also, Stargate knows we're gonna put Claudia Black in the skimpiest outfits possible.
Oh, that is a good outfit.
Oh, her body. Oh, anyway, distracted. So these relationships, they're all meaningless. We're having a bonding ceremony. Oh, and then in the middle of it, Sam's going to go, I'm going to get a single next year. Because they really had time to elaborate the new Sam 2.0 since the montage last week. Oh, no, they didn't. Suddenly.
They contradict the Sam stuff. At one point, Sam tells, what's his bucket? Caleb. He says, I've never done anything that I wasn't programmed by my makers to do in either life. This is my chance to be my own person. Didn't we have an entire episode with her coming to the realization to go against what the makers were saying? Yeah. They forgot an entire episode.
Mm-hmm.
Literally at the end, she goes, "Laters."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At one minute, she's becoming more like a normal person. The next minute, she's back to being what Sam was. Just, I wanted to throw you out.
But for a different reason.
Oh, and I told you she was going to keep a regular black girl haircut this week. I told you they'd keep that. They wouldn't change it.
It's literally a 180 of the character. First, she was dumb and stupid and so annoying. Now she's overly smart, arrogant, and kind of bitchy.
Oh, total.
The only maintenance of characteristic is we still don't like you. We'd like you gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you in the airlock and shoot you out. I know you're a hologram and come back, but I think that's the correct answer.
So she has to be there to, I guess, tism-splain Caleb. Why don't you think like 6-year-old Caleb? Because when me and my dad played games,
God.
Shut up! You didn't play any games with the Doctor. You don't. Your montage does not count as history and character development. I hated that.
That was very awkward. All of a sudden, both of them just really love each other.
I know. Okay, Dirty, excellent point. Where's the Sam and Caleb relationship outside of him messing with her settings to change her hair color?
There is no relationships at all.
I wasn't just secret handshake in the Emissary episode 2.
No, that was with Dude Brother.
No, she had several different ones.
Oh.
No, my more point was with the Doctor. Even like the Doctor now was really concerned and scared about Sam. Period.
Well, why didn't we go out? Why don't we go out yesterday to go get her? Why are we still here? Oh, because your montage doesn't count. That's why.
It's all contrivances, coincidences, and everything that came before the absolute moment that you're watching doesn't matter.
This show, as I talked about in my review, this show is the epitome of and then storytelling. And then Caleb had to get the news about She-Hulk mommy. And then Caleb had to steal a shuttle while everybody else was doing something. And then Sam had to explain to him why she's the bestest ever and could only want to do it. And then Genesis and Fishboy showed up. And then
show up randomly.
I knew what a coincidence, Jed.
I did appreciate though.
I could buy Sam, but the other two, complete coincidence.
Yeah.
Well, I did appreciate Sam saying, I was naive. I was stupid. I was annoying. I'm like, oh my God. You've pegged the audience perfectly. Oh my God. You got us. Yes.
Yay.
Yes, you know us.
So you're going to change?
And what?
So you're going to change? Sam.
Who?
Me.
Oh,
Sam.
No. But then Caleb goes, I'm so dumb. I'm like, yes. Everything you're saying is correct. You tried the one password once. The entire time, never went back and did it. Didn't say, you know what I should probably do? I should probably set up a recurring subroutine to check these encryption units, encryption codes every month. No.
That's using brain.
But he's smart. She said he's a genius.
The best hacker. He's hacked into Starfleet's mainframe on multiple occasions with no
despite the fact he almost got molested. Did you get that part?
Oh yeah, he had a horrible childhood.
Yeah. And
one guy
in a place with strays.
So literally,
all I'm picturing is Oliver Twist and Fagin. That's what I'm picturing.
All I know is that you get to this point where they leave, and that whole thing, it's all contrived. We're gonna somehow escape
Transwarp tunnel.
Yeah,
there's one right there.
There's no security at the shuttle bay.
Well, no, because
just Genesis.
No tractor beam.
Just Genesis.
Well, I know why they tripled security. Remember, they said they triple your security, Captain.
Well, no, not just that.
There's no crew though.
They ended up saying
they ended
up saying that we pretended to be janitors, and this is janitorial maintenance right now. That's why we're able to take the fucking thing out.
Well, yeah, that doesn't explain the shuttle leaving. That might explain why they got into the shuttle, but
in mid-warp
doors. I have no problem with the shuttle leaving it mid-warp. I have no problem with that.
It bugged me.
Because once it happens, you just drop out of the warp bubble. That's what happened when the saucer separation happened in Counter Farpoint. As soon as it was out of the warp bubble, it dropped out of warp. That's all. I have no problem with that.
Well, they overcomplicated it then and made it sound insane, which is why it bugged me.
Yeah, they made it sound like this is a death-defying thing. It is not a death-defying thing. I'm pretty certain there were times when, for instance, like I said, Encounter at Farpoint, it's separated, it was still in the warp bubble, but when the star drive section left, the Enterprise saucer section, I do not believe, I'll go check my tech manual, I don't believe it had an independent warp drive system. I believe the warp drive system, the dilithium inner matrix, was in the saucer. The
engineering
engineering in the battle
part of the
right. So it dropped out and had definitely thrusters to go impulse, but it dropped out of warp.
It's something that rarely is done, though, is the problem, and it's not. And as I said, I think I felt bad about it because they overcomplicated it, and it sounded insane what they were talking about.
And there is also the matter of scale. The saucer section didn't need to go far to get out of the warp bubble because of how big it is. The amount of turbulence for a small shuttle, I can see it being kind of insane.
I hated it. And then, like we said, transwarp tunnels.
It was a Borg thing.
They were a thing in
the transwarp network is a thing, but they're not just hanging out as like natural occurrences you can just fly into. I mean, that's essentially a stable wormhole.
Yes.
Which is the Gamma Quadrant wormhole is the only one we know of that's stable.
Well, they did have transwarp conduit, like we said. Transwarp conduits was how the Borg traveled.
Yeah,
but it's like, hey, here's one right here. Look how close we are. Convenience. It goes to Ukek. It goes to Ukek.
They did mention it would take several days to get to
and then she said it would shave 30 hours off.
But they just showed it happening immediately.
Yeah, but then that makes it even worse, though. Go ahead.
What's even worse, though, is earlier, Caleb asked, could you get a signal to my mother? And she said it would take 14 hours. So wait a minute. He were now told it would take 14 hours to get a signal to his mom, but instead
subspace.
we had through subspace.
How
but
did Athena get there so quickly?
Well, we're traveling at warp, but still, they said it would ultimately take 30 hours with the transwarp conduit, right? Doesn't that the numbers they did?
30 hours were cut off. They said it'll.
Okay, so they cut.
Yeah, they did it in 15
hours.
minutes. The transwarp tunnel allowed them to get from wherever the fuck they were in mid warp to.
They just threw a bunch of time frames at.
Yeah. I don't think it worked though. I don't think it worked.
It doesn't because Brad, it makes it even worse when they know the shuttle is gone and the Athena is going to go and try and find them. The Athena just kind of goes out there to the edge of Federation space and sits there. They don't know where they are. They don't because Caleb didn't say I'm going to Ukek in his little message he left behind. He just said bye. I'm going to get She-Hulk mommy.
How did they figure out that they went to Ukek?
Because Caleb, when the fight goes on, is holding up a comm badge, sending a signal, and somehow that signal, it didn't take him 14 hours to reach the Athena wherever it was, and then it got there in less than a minute.
I don't think that was it. I don't think that was it. Honestly, he was just holding that up to say like they're trading comm badges.
Well, he did turn it on to communicate with Aki. Aki started
they
hearing
implied
them, and they're like,
Aki
follow
hearing
that
it.
signal.
Oh.
None of it makes sense.
It did get the Athena that last leg of the journey. They knew
But-
the journey was
okay,
space for no reason.
Okay, but wait, hold
Fast-traveled.
on.
Space is
Before
big,
that,
people.
hold on. Before that. So what happened was first we had Chancellor this is Chancellor Arkai to the cadets. So now the cadets get found out. Because remember, they're all tied up because you tie up a hologram. They're all tied up in this little triangle thing, and they're being, Darum's getting his face beat in.
He likes it.
Yeah. You don't hit the women. You don't hit the women. You just hit Darum. And then what's her name's Admiral's daughter's comm badge goes off.
Yeah.
This is Chancellor Arke trying to reach my cadets. Where are you?
I know.
And then it's like, and then Caleb comes in and is like, hey, they're trading these over there. So he's trying to distract them. But the bottom line is, before he even held that up, she already communicated with the comm badge. And also, put your comm badge on silent. Put it on vibrate.
It doesn't work.
You're undercover.
Yeah.
But I said in my review, I'm like, but I said in my review, this makes sense because kids don't silence their fucking phones in the theaters either. So
that is also true.
They're just all idiots for the moment. But Adam is right to point that out. I didn't realize they had no idea where Caleb was actually going.
And Athena was just sitting out there in the edge of space.
At least to get close. Yeah, it was close enough to the border.
Well, didn't they know that
to that planet
Ukek was being invaded? It was on a schedule. It's like invasion is imminent. 3:00. The invasion will start.
Well, Caleb did when he got She-Hulk letters. And he just left. And what did he do? Leave a note after he told Karima, your name is music. Your name is music.
I see when I see you, I see music. You see music? Do you see sound? What are you?
Do you smell bird toast?
I like to taste colors.
I taste colors. Hold on. I want to see something. I want to see something. I'm checking the episode. I'm trying to remember if Jaden found the pad that had all the communications.
I think they're in Caleb's room. It looks like
that's what
Caleb's
I'm
room because it looks like it looks sloppy in places, but there's no indication of what room it really is.
Hold on.
And then for some reason, Tarima goes in there. We don't know why.
She was looking for it's Caleb's room. She went to look for Caleb, and Jaden's there too. I'm looking at it right now.
Jaden's not the roommate though. Darren and the brother.
And bro. Yeah, and bro.
Yes,
bro.
They just all happen to be in there, just like Genesis and Darren happened to be in the shuttle.
Okay, so what happens is I'm looking at the pad right now, and it's like transmissions located. So what they found is all the transmissions, all the voicemails from Mommy She-Hulk.
But there's no indication that's what that is. That's the problem.
Well,
it's bad show, don't tell.
But I think that's what it's supposed to be. I think she's looking at all the emails, or the voicemails rather.
But here's the problem. They don't indicate that listen, we talk about proper show, don't tell, and they tell instead of show too much. They don't know how to properly do either one. You have to give us something to work with to let us know that you're on the right track and you're in the right place, so that when you show up literally seconds before they all get killed, that it's feasible.
They run to the Chancellor and say, Chancellor, we found a bunch of messages on Caleb's pad. He found his mom. He went after her. It says she's on Ukek.
But they didn't.
I know, but that's
they tell the wrong things, show the wrong things. It's all
perfect way to put it, Jed.
Backwards.
It's the perfect way to put it.
And then the Admiral is just willingly letting Ake steal a massive starship in a moment. Like he
don't
just like,
tell me,
I'm not going to stop you.
Don't tell me what you're going to do, because then you get in trouble with command. Wait a minute. I'm in charge of Starfleet.
Time of war.
Wait, no.
This is
wait. All right, wait. Who's in charge of Starfleet? It's Vance.
Yeah. Now, Jed, you just said something important that I wanted to bring up today. I left out of my review. I want to bring up today. Didn't we learn in the Miyazaki episode that Paul Giamatti would become the most hunted man in the galaxy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We're at war with a bunch of space pirates who now apparently want to make their own empire. That's new. So how has that been going for 3 months? Oh, we don't know because they forgot.
It wasn't plot
Shouldn't we
relevant.
been seeing like more or less like hearing, hey, the Von Ron have done this, or even like how like newspapers where you can end up seeing like, hey, the Von Ron are progressing and
just
shit
background
like this.
stuff for the last few episodes.
You know, that'd have been great if the students
obsessive about it. Because Chancellor Ake, I feel she should have gone on the character arc after the Miyazaki, going, I put these kids in danger in this stupid moment. This was a stupid thing that I did. And now Paul Giamatti, he has a personal vendetta with me, and the kids are in the line of fire with that. We're getting private in her private time, obsessed with finding Paul Giamatti. That would have been a great, set of scenes in all these different episodes to update us on what Paul Giamatti's been doing. We cut to Aki. She's in her room. She's being very obsessive about it. Talks to someone else about it. Just a quick update.
What if we, again, like we talked about, we had actually seen the students in class? What if they were in a class about history of Federation conflicts? They're talking about the Federation Klingon Wars. They're talking about the Cardassian border wars. And then someone goes, why aren't we talking about the Venari Rawl? It's happening now. And they say, look, I read it this morning. They annexed this planet. Why are we not talking about this?
And here's the thing, though, Brad, you bring a great point. The Venari Rawl, we don't really know what their power base is. We don't know how many ships they have. What does their fleet look like?
We know nothing about these people.
Random pirates, but they apparently had the infrastructure. They didn't have access to food replicators 15 years ago because they had to steal food, and that's why Paul Giamatti and She-Hulk got imprisoned. But now they have the resources to do the
let's think about how other bad guys have been introduced in the Star Trek universe. Yeah. When TNG started, who was going to be the bad guys until they realized it was ridiculous? Ferengi. It was the Ferengi. And do you remember the first time we heard the Ferengi? And Groppler Zorn goes to Picard, if we are not able to reach an agreement with the Federation, we'll be forced to speak with the Ferengi. And Picard goes, well, I hope they find you as tasty as their last, allies or something. So implying that the Ferengi eat people. And then we go to the last outpost, which is when we first see the Ferengi with it's the weird whips. And I got so many clips from that I can use. But you allow your females to wear clothing. That's actually the first appearance of Armin Shimmerman as a Ferengi. And then it's like, they're really not that threatening. They're kind of ridiculous. They tried to make him as a threat.
Yeah, but
it didn't work.
The lobes.
Yeah, it didn't work.
The mystery was more threatening. But
right. The same. And then when you introduce the Kazon in Voyager, right? Mm-hmm. It's like the Kazon appear. The ship is bigger than the Voyager. The ship is bigger than Voyager. So you think it's more powerful. It's actually not. Yeah. The Kazon are kind of backward compared to Voyager. But then you like the Dominion. Look how the Dominion is built up. Slowly over time, you find out about who they are. We don't know who the Venari Rawl are, except they're bad. How can I be invested in anything? We haven't been told anything about relationships. When we've been told about relationships, we haven't seen it. We've been told about Venari Rawl, we haven't seen it. How can you be invested in any of these characters, any of these stories, if we're just told, instead of getting to experiencing it and develop our own feelings about it?
Exactly. You're exactly right. We know nothing. We've been told that they harassed Beta Z, and that's the psionic wall kept them back, and blah de blah. We've seen their ships a couple times, but the Athena blasted one. Once they got through the programmable matter problem in the first episode, the Athena blasted it to hell with a couple of quantum torpedoes. And and it was over.
That's the other thing. It's like, wait, they took out the Intrepid class ship instantly, and they took out the Athena's shields instantly in the first episode. The power levels
incredibly inconsistent.
Yeah. It's not. That's exactly right. That's what I loved about the old stuff. It's like it made sense. It's like, oh crap, we had to develop quantum torpedoes because photon torpedoes weren't doing enough damage. And then you get the Dominion shows up and they bust through the damn shields and they do a kamikaze onto the Odyssey and take out the Odyssey. The whole ship takes it out. I mean, you got an idea of perspective of power. Here you don't. It's just random. And I think it's really because there's no nerds. There are no Trek nerds.
And no passion. Because it's all about making a vehicle for agenda.
It's all about the message.
Kurtzman said that.
It's all about the message. They want to make their own stories. They think they're better than what came before. In reality, they're not even good enough to write toilet paper.
No, Star Trek was always woke. No, Star Trek was always liberal, and Star Trek told stories. We're not telling stories. There's no Star Trek story here. This is a teen drama that's wearing a skin suit.
And it gets worse because we finally got Tatiana Maslany back this week. God. Did you guys love how, I mean, dude, she's just the bestest ever. She's an engineering genius. Arts and crafts with mom. And then
did you see that is so weird that the
programmable matter thing.
I hate the program.
It's literally arts and crafts.
I don't care where it came from. I hate that.
It is total Deus. I was gonna try Deus Ex Machina.
Deus Ex Machina. Yeah, it's the ultimate MacGuffin. This is definitely something that J.J. Abrams would have come up with. Programmable matter.
Jed, it's Omni-Gel for Mass Effect. It's Omni-Gel, just
basically. And I personally just loved the massive coincidence on this giant planet with at least a market bustling.
He just wandered around.
He finds his mom in like 10 seconds.
I was going to wander around, bump into her.
I commented that. I'm like, wait a minute. Now we have subtitles for people speaking on the street. So clearly this is his mom. Because why would you have subtitles? I get the fact that maybe he was able to trace the origin of the message to that area, but then he's just walking around and runs into her.
No plan, just wandering around. And then, first of all, I wanted to save this for this discussion here. He is now 22. He's 21 when the season starts. He's definitely 22 now because it's been a year, essentially. It's been a year. She hasn't seen him since.
You've already put
I raised this point.
His age than the writers.
I wanted to save the discussion. I thought about it. I thought, no, got to leave something for this discussion for the day. They didn't age her up at all.
No.
It has been well over a decade since she saw him, and except for her horrible pixie cut, they didn't age her up at all.
Well, I look about the same as I did 10 years ago.
So do I.
They didn't give her a white streak or anything
I look exactly like I did 10 years ago.
I know. I literally pretty much do. I haven't aged much at all. We fished out my old passport photo. We fished out my old passport photo compared to one today, and my hair's a little different, but that's about it.
I had less gray.
I was fatter, and my beard was not. It was worse.
The thing that got me, and this is, I don't have kids, but the last time she saw him, he was 6 years old. So now she's seeing a young man who's 22. Does she recognize him? And again, maybe you could see something in the eyes.
Maternal instinct. Maternal
maybe,
instinct.
But let's you should look. Is that you, Caleb? I don't.
No,
and I don't remember the scene. Mom, it's me. It's Caleb.
The whole thing is cringe and awkward.
Yes,
and it gets that next scene after they meet on the street and they go have their private moment together. It felt like they were filming a romantic scene. I'm sorry.
Yes. Has said that.
Music, the
Did
close-ups.
You see? Yes. He as on Heels
really
versus
creepy.
Babyface said, if you do not know this was mother and son, you would think it's a romantic scene.
It felt awkward.
Long lost lovers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do they live in an area where incest is legal? And
they're on a pirate world, a lawless pirate world. So
it's Nar Shaddaa. It looked like Nar Shaddaa.
I said that. I said that in my review. It looked like a bad, or maybe I edited it out. It looked like a bad version of a Star Wars world, not a Star Trek world.
Well, they had a Ferengi there. Didn't you see the Ferengi?
That wasn't a Ferengi. That's not a Ferengi. It was not. That's not. But so we get Tatiana Maslany back, Mommy She-Hulk, and
amazing.
She's bestest ever, and her reaction to everything is so over the top and stupid. Don't mention Federation; she's going to lose her shit. Your fingernails are too clean.
Well, I knew what we knew what that was going to be. That was obvious.
Well, you saw Genesis's nails were perfectly manicured.
Wait a minute, but wait, you look at Caleb. Do you not notice how white his teeth are? Or how
he has very white teeth. He's
very buff.
Did you look at his nails?
She-Hulk didn't look that bad. Not much worse than they did. The haircut was the worst about her.
I'd still get it with Tatiana's Maslany.
No,
I'd still do it.
No, I would not. I would not. No, there's better.
You see how she smiled? I put it on my thumbnail.
Everything about her. Listen, Tatiana Maslany, when she did what was that? Orphan Black. She was pretty good at doing different characters, and I respected her back then. The longer she has gone on, the worse actress she's become. The more she's done. Her breakout.
I don't know. I bought her twerking. I bought the twerking.
We do not speak of that. But then Mama She-Hulk, whatever her name is,
Ishana,
whatever.
Mir. I just call her Ms. Mir.
And so, but when we get to the point where, and we all saw this one coming, when the fight breaks out, she's just 5'0" Tatiana Maslany, 95 pounds wet, just kicking ass.
Kicks everyone's ass.
Just kicking ass.
Okay, now hold on. Here's a question that I
keep her She-Hulk capabilities.
Here's what I said during my review. I'm still convinced that she's going to be a bad guy. I think the deal with her getting out, being broken out of prison by Nosbraka, she made a deal. Because remember when that Venari Rawl says, wait a minute, I know you. I think she's like, wait a minute, what are you doing here? I got the sense it's like, wait a minute, why? I think there's something there.
That's an interesting.
She absolutely has a union with them. She hates the Federation, so I'm sure she worked with Venari Rawl.
And I bet there's gonna be a betrayal on. Now, she's on the Athena. Next episode, I guarantee she's gonna do something to sabotage that ship. That's my money.
I don't know if this is a mistake, a retcon, or an intentional thing. Her sentencing, she got it wrong. If I remember correctly, in the premiere, she was only sentenced to 10 years at Club Federation.
It was a lighter. It was at a lesser security compared to Paul Giamatti.
Yes,
and
it's
then
rehabilitation.
Yeah, but it was only 10 years. I heard 10 years.
It's the same thing where Tom Paris was. It was a rehab place.
So, but and then when she's talking to Caleb in the little room there, says, "I was facing another 10 years."
Why?
Wait, no, you already done your 10 years. You were done.
She probably committed crimes in prison.
You can actually have your sentence expanded. But here's the other thing.
She probably killed people in there.
And I don't remember who I was listening to.
I would.
So she got sentenced to felony murder, and the reason was that someone was killed during the commission of a robbery. And she didn't kill the person, but she was there as part of it. Felony murder, that is an actual charge. I have charged people with felony murder in my former job as a state prosecutor. Yeah, believe it or not. I know, it's scary. So yeah, it's an actual charge. In the state of Florida, felony murder is a charge. What it means is you're committing a crime, you're committing a felony, and in the process of committing that felony, someone is killed. So that becomes felony murder. In this case, I think Nosbraka killed the Federation, the Starfleet pilot on the ship that they were stealing the rations from. And since she was participating in the robbery, she got tagged with felony murder. It's a legitimate charge, and she blames Holly Hunter. Here's the problem, and this is the reality of the situation. When I was a prosecutor, they didn't blame me. I would sentence people. They didn't blame me because I was doing my job. They didn't blame the judge because the judge is doing his job, his or her job. They blamed the public defender or the defense attorney because you did a shitty job for them. So if she's mad at anybody, first off, there was no attorneys in that hearing
that
at all.
A trial. That was just
sentencing. I was sentencing. You still have an attorney there, and there would have been
Paul Giamatti for committing the murder. That wasn't part of the plan.
But
so that's right. Who she should be mad at.
Holly Hunter has to be the thing it's a center for PTSD when they have Holly Hunter walking into the into sick bay.
But it's also supposed to be a representation of the government bad.
Well, here's what
the judicial system bad.
So what they're presenting at the time, the Federation at that time was a Federation more dictatorial because of the burn. So I think that's what they're trying to do. So like, they're acting really bad. They're acting very strict, not like the Federation of old. Like Jeremy says, government bad, which is complete opposite of the Federation. The Federation is a utopian society, post-scarcity society. Outside of it, yes, there's lawlessness, there's crime and all this stuff. But Starfleet and everything has always functioned within the bounds of law. And even with the burn, I can't imagine that they would lose that.
Yeah, and that we criticized that at the beginning of this whole mess. It's just a complete misrepresentation of what Starfleet and the Federation were.
But guys,
that's how
800 years later, that fills in all plot holes.
Yeah. So, but Tana Maslany's character, Brad, that's a good point. I'll be very interested in see next week if she does turn out to have an opposite villain side to her. If it's all,
I think she's going to be redeemed in the end by Caleb.
Oh,
yeah, I fully.
Well, I think she turns. I think she's a bad guy, but she does get redeemed.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be a bad guy at one point, but then she gets redeemed and saves Caleb. That's what's going to be, and she's going to die.
I think I did say on my review that in the end she's going to sacrifice herself. I think I said that or something. I think
we combine our ideas. That I think she's going to be a bad guy, and in the end she's going to sacrifice being the bad guy to save her son.
100% agree.
Yeah, it's all within the realm of possibility. It's all within the realm because so now we get to the whole what's going on after they rescue them. We get the big reveal of what Paul Giamatti's been doing, and I'll turn this over to Brad and Jed because they did the numbers on this.
So we just asked Scrock.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You guys actually. So I just theorized how immensely, what the immense undertaking would be to do this, and how it's impossible to even really imagine it. But what he did is he took the Omega particle, put it in
multiple particles
in landmine, and basically is. And I first thought that he was just basically going to create a border where no one would be able to cross, and he could have his own little empire. That's where I thought it was going at first, but no. Apparently, the Federation is so inept. Starfleet is so bad at its job that they couldn't spot Somalian pirates planting space mines literally in a sphere around all Federation space, which I don't think is even feasibly possible.
So in the episode, they specifically are noting when the mines are getting laid. So it took them 3 months to make all these mines, and then the 2 days of this episode to place all these mines.
It's impossible.
And
do you know how many light years that is? You guys know how many light years that is.
I know how many because I checked.
Yeah.
The Federation takes up approximately 8,000 light years in diameter. So that's 8,000 light years. Now, just to frame it, the distance from where Voyager was when it arrived at the caretaker array in the Delta Quadrant to Sector 001 Earth was 70,000 light years. It would take 70 years at high warp to reach the Federation. Now, obviously, there's some hinkiness because we can travel from DS9 back to Earth pretty easily. So, they do shave some time. We have to accept that just for plot convenience. But the bottom line is, I put into Grok, I said, what is the surface area of a sphere 8,000 centimeters in diameter instead of 8,000 light years? I cannot tell you this number because I don't know how to do this. It is over 201 million square centimeters. So just replace centimeters with light years. That's how big this sphere is. And then
the number I got was 800 million square light years. And it's only square because we're just talking about the surface area, not the volume of the sphere.
Yeah. And then you have to figure, I think it wasn't quite clear, but they said they set the mines. First off, you could see the mines on the screen, so they were close. But conservatively, it says 5 light years apart. The number of mines, I can't even count that. I don't know what this number is.
I jokingly said millions, knowing that it's likely larger.
5 million dots.
I mean,
so there are 5. Let's just accept whatever Grok says. 5 million mines,
Brad,
set in 2 days. Well, the Omega particle.
I mean,
now, if one goes off and it spreads 20 light years, it's going to hit the other ones. There's going to be a chain reaction that literally wipes up galaxies.
Brad, here was my response to them doing this. It's once again, as I said in my review, I said it today, they ran a check on Wiki, at some Star Trek Wiki, and said, show us something with space mines. ROM's self-replicating cloaked mines that plugged up the wormhole.
There's another example.
Except the problem is there's a difference. The wormhole is a fixed point in space that has one entry point between that and the DS9s.
Isn't replicatable.
And here's another example. I'm going to go back to the episode, the TNG episodes with this Klingon Civil War, when Data is given command of the USS Sutherland, and they set up a subspace network to see if the Romulans are crossing the border to a certain area. It's all connected through starships, so you can have that sort of thing, arranging the sensor array, which is basically what they did here. If you cross the sensors, they connect through like sensor paths and security beams, whatever. Is if you detect someone crossing through that area, just like cutting a laser beam, it triggers a bomb.
Yeah,
I know it.
And that's
Starbase in the Miyazaki episode had to store enough of these particles.
That's a good question.
I was calculating was trillions, and so this starbase had to contain millions of molecules. Molecules are small, obviously, but the containment for them isn't.
No. And Dragonwise, I that's what I brought up. ROM's replicating cloaked space mines. You only had to lay certain part of them. After they turned them on, they self-replicated infinitely. And it took the Dominion it took the Cardassians Dominion about I'd say half a year to basically crack that code, because that's what they did eventually. But again, the wormhole was a fixed point in space. A planet would be a fixed point in space. That's say you could put a sphere around a planet of landmines to quarantine it off. That would work.
Go to reference Star Wars, when what the hell was the planet where in Rogue One?
Oh, I don't know that shit.
Scar. It's not Scar. It's that's Doctor Who. It starts with an S, but yeah.
Yeah,
we're shield in that one.
The planetary shield around the planet where they went to steal the Death Star plans from. So that was surrounded by a shield. That's fine. You can. That's a confined area. That's fine. And honestly,
space.
I could
accept
accept
a quadrant
and part of the Beta Quadrant. And part of the Beta Quadrant.
So these people don't realize how big space is. This is
and
the same mentality as
See,
flat earthers. Flat earthers think, hey, if we're moving through space at a certain speed, why aren't the stars whizzing by us like streaks? Well, because space is fucking huge and parallax is barely visible. These people, they don't realize how gigantic space is. Self-replicating mines,
easy.
It's
easy.
Industrial replicators, none of that even comes close to explaining this many mines over this amount of space and this amount of time.
How did he get that many particles?
All the Borg. I don't
because
believe that all the Borg
script
working
needed
for a
him to.
century could have accomplished this.
No.
This is insane. It's beyond. This is, and the response is, "Oh, suspend your disbelief." As a writer myself, we talk about this. Suspension of disbelief is a band-aid or a splint. It's not the fucking mold stuff from Resident Evil 7 and 8 to reattach limbs.
Here's the problem, though. Star Trek has always had a scientific basis, even when it's fantastical, and they've always been able to explain it. There are technical manuals written about the development of warp drive and warp speed and warp bubbles and everything. So people think about this. They theorize it. There's no way you can theorize literally putting I know it's upsetting. I'm upset too. There's no way you can theorize putting a bubble around 8,000 light year diameter sphere.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
it's in 3 dimensions. They're not realizing that either.
Yeah, and
like when I was saying
yeah.
the number for how big the sphere's surface area is, they're like, well, the galaxy is only 200,000 light years across. Well, you're right. In a flat 2-dimensional plane, we're talking about a sphere. They can't think in 3 dimensions. They can't think on this matter of scale. It's
I could accept the psionic wall around the planet Bajor.
So could I.
I don't even know what I still don't know what a psionic wall. Bajor. I'm sorry.
You said Bajor.
Beta
It's
Z.
like, I know.
It's just too much time on Bajor. I could accept it around the planet Beta Z. I still don't know what a psionic wall is or how
none of us do.
Because apparently, don't forget, the only psychic power we've seen that is Terima. No one else has that ability. Remember, she's a weirdo because otherwise they'd all have these little inhibitor chips. There's not a bunch of Dark Phoenixes.
No, there isn't.
Yeah,
it is on your side. Over on Jed's side.
Judas Goat Barbecue has dropped a $10 super chat on my side. Thank you, my friend, saying piracy relies on stealing other people's stuff. If the pirates set off the mines, then there's no one moving stuff through space. So they have eliminated their source of income.
But they want to be an empire now. They're the Venari Raw Empire. You heard it when they're on the planet. I don't know.
They still need to steal. I don't believe they have this level of organization. We saw they had to steal food in the first episode because they didn't have access to replicators.
Here's the problem with Kurtzman Trek. All other empires have been eliminated. Nobody else exists.
They blew up Kronos. They blew up Romulus. Cardassia.
I'm going to assume they're gone.
They neutered the board.
They mixed races with the Trill.
That's right.
So we don't know.
Even in 2-dimensional space, Lantine, this can't work. Just suspension of disbelief. I hate that argument.
We never look. The thing, we suspend disbelief a little bit in Star Trek. The thing about Star Trek was it was possibilities. Like you could believe, as fantastical as it is, there's literally something called the Heisenberg compensator on a transporter, because it says we're compensating for the Heisenberg principle of randomness. The uncertainty principle. I know. It's so upsetting.
In Star Trek, of all places, you shouldn't have to suspend your disbelief that much. But even in high fantasy situations, it needs to make sense in the context of the world and be consistent and follow known rules, like known rules about how big space is, how far it takes to travel, what a replicator requires, and everything like that. Modern writers rely on suspension of disbelief to fill in plot holes. But I said this in my review. Just the amount of physical material needed to make these mines would not be stable.
And this is a scarcity society. Post-burn is a scarcity society. They don't have the materials to do shit.
Outside of the Federation.
Yeah.
Outside of Starfleet.
Yeah. So that's where we leave off. And the Athena, they got trapped by tractor beams, so they had to separate their pathetic saucer section, which just floats anyway.
Oh, and
oh my god, how traumatic!
We're gonna lose our atrium.
I'm gonna get my shit back.
Adam, you got to do it right. I'm gonna
get my shit back. Well, the Athena is a pathetic hero ship.
Actively getting activated because they were able to get through, and now when they're on their way back, the minefield's intact. And it's so perfect that there aren't any gaps in this entire sphere in 3-dimensional space. I don't believe you. And they show the minefield, the red barrier, whatever it is that's spontaneously created. It doesn't obey light delay, but it goes through a nebula. There's matter in nebulas.
Chet, I don't think you understand the maniacal genius that is Nusbraka. I mean, yes, we saw him as a little crazy person beginning, talking about origami chicken and like sticking his tongue out and looking in the camera. And then we saw him flirting a lot, trying to like get in a Holly Hunter's panties. But he is perhaps the greatest. I literally read an article, it had to be Screen Rant, that said he is the greatest villain since Khan.
He's been on screen for a grand total of 10 minutes across 9 episodes.
2 episodes.
Well, how long was Khan on screen?
The equivalent of, I would say, maybe 50 minutes combined with Spacey.
No, before
plus the movie.
just Spacey.
Just Spacey.
Just Spacey.
Probably about 20
minutes.
20 minutes. maybe.
That's one episode.
I would argue
mean,
I listen. I would argue
great,
that Gul Dukat is a greater villain than Khan.
well, I think he's a more
He's a great
well-developed villain. He's a more well-developed villain.
Yeah, I get that. If we're gonna do it like that, true. But I mean, Gul Dukat is the bad guy. Khan is,
you know who
a bad guy.
But
The
you
point
still
is,
have sympathy.
Like,
for
he's
Gul Dukat in
the
certain
TOS
moments.
bad guy. He's the TOS bad guy.
Okay.
And Dukat is a DS9 bad guy.
TNG.
Q is kind of a bad guy.
Look, Q's an antagonist, but he's not a bad guy because Picard.
The Borg. Every captain has a bad guy.
And Janeway steals her bad guys from another captain. She stole the Borg.
I don't know who archers are.
Yeah, I was just thinking
The
that too.
Zindi.
Well, but that was only a season.
Oh, that's the only time
They tried to make it the Suliban, but they were just. I felt like they were flaky skinned people, like the Skria in Sanctuary.
Then he had to go do DS9. So
But
he had to go
no
meet
matter
Jakar.
where you look at it,
It was
Starfleet
Jakar.
Academy
Hey,
can't
Jakar is a
decide
great.
That's
bad
a
guy.
great story arc. Jakar's story arc.
Oh
is
my
great.
god, we got to watch B5. B5.
I
is
can't watch it ever
amazing.
again. I can't watch it ever again. I've seen it too many
Oh.
times. It lost
So
all.
good.
I've lost
so good.
all.
that's great.
I can't watch the filler. I can only watch the main story. I can't
I
watch the
can't
filler.
watch season 5.
Well, season
Oh,
5
I would stop at season 4. I would stop at season 4.
Yeah, and then you go to the season finale. Which was original season. The Babylon 5 season 5 finale, series finale was originally the season 4 finale because when they were getting axed, but then they got the extension and they quickly made that. I wouldn't always have such a sour taste for B5 if not for that season 4 finale, which basically tells everything that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that.
The season 5 finale is a season 4 finale. Just and I understand what they're trying to do with season 5, setting up like
work.
It doesn't work because he's also trying to set up Crusade at the same time,
and that didn't work either.
Well, that's because they didn't know how to. Well, they let the network take over, and they got all out of order.
Well,
JMS
the reason
didn't have any control.
That's it. The reason B5 seasons 1 through 4 works is JMS wrote it all out. There was no deviation. There were filler episodes, but there was no deviation. And when you're at, and B5 is great for me. It's only way I can watch it now is watching the main story episodes. I cannot watch the filler episodes anymore because they're boring to me. They're just boring now. And but that's just because I've seen it again. I've seen it as many times as I've seen DS9 and TNG, except the filler is not as quaint and humorous to me as the filler is for those.
And honestly, I look at it and I'm like, I just feel so bad about the stars. I mean, Michael O'Hare, what happened to him? Yeah. I mean, his psychological problems were documented. Yeah. Jerry Doyle just dying, and Andreas Katsulas.
You're not looking forward to the reboot?
Well, that's never happening. That died in its crib.
Bruce Boxleitner's old, and I love Bruce Boxleitner. I mean, I would like someone who's Scarecrow.
He's the Scarecrow, Mrs. King. He's Tron.
I know.
Bruce Boxleitner is great. He's great. And you know what, Bruce Boxleitner, he doesn't behave like a jackass to fandoms.
No. He was Mr. Awesome's dad in Chuck. Do you remember Chuck?
I didn't really watch Chuck.
You didn't watch Chuck? Oh my god, go watch Chuck.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in Orville as well? Unless I'm thinking of someone else.
I don't think he was in Orville.
Are we talking about the main captain from Babylon 5 after
Sinclair Captain Sheridan?
Replaced?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sheridan.
Yeah, he was in the Orville. He played the president of the Union. He had a shitload of makeup on him, but yeah.
Okay.
I didn't watch Orville.
Yeah, but everyone in B5 is passed, even younger guys. It was so sad. It's like,
I mean, Boxleitner. Well, Kostulis, he was older, so I mean,
yeah, he was older. Peter Jurassic, I think, is still alive. Boxleitner is still alive. Even whoever played Ivanova is still alive.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
We just don't want to talk about Academy.
No.
Well, we finished the episode.
Anything but Academy.
We finished. It's over.
We finished. It's like the cliffhanger is we have a saucer section with low warp capability.
It's got one nacelle apparently built into it.
One nacelle somewhere, and we have
and a couple teachers,
and soon to be traitor Mama. on board.
So, all right. Just to round this out, so we can put a bow on this. Do you think we're gonna get the kids stepping up in the finale to be a crew?
To a certain extent, yes. And I'm certain there will be no consequences for Caleb stealing the shuttle and going out in a time of war.
No.
Well, it was for his mom, so
it's okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Well, there have been no consequences other than like latrine duty.
Nope.
That gets forgotten in the next episode.
What? Yeah,
well,
Jed,
weeks
we don't
have
know how
gone
much
by.
time has passed.
Weeks have gone.
We don't. You know, I just want to see an episode with it like mopping toilets.
Anyway,
that'd be more interesting.
There it is.
What's gonna look like?
All right. So, questions also. Do you think Gaiden and Princess Tooth, do you think they're going to actually do something in the finale instead of just
they have to
disappear?
They have to. All right. So my prediction is Gaiden's going to do something in medical. EMH is going to need some help, and I think Terima. I love that Disbrew calls her tiramisu. I think Terima is going to do something with her powers. She's going to be able to control her powers with the new enhanced inhibitor chip.
Do it because of love.
She'll explode someone's. Oh wait, this is it for Paul Giamatti. He's not in season 2.
Oh, so he. Wait a minute. What if Mama She-Hulk becomes the big bad after him?
Going forward.
What if she's really the queen?
What
if she's the empress of the Venari Rawl?
What if I'm right?
What if
I'm right?
It's looking like Brad might be right. Because do we know if Tatiana Maslany's in season 2?
I have no idea.
Because they just finished it and then they got the order to a series finale.
Right. All I know is Paul Giamatti is not back for season 2. So I figure he dies.
Either way. All right,
I want to see a fight between him and Ake. That's going to be so awkward.
Oh my god. Never fight a Klingerite, as he said.
That's
they
true.
have not revealed if she will be in the next season.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Let me tell you how it's going to happen.
Okay.
So he's going to go, never fight a Klingerite. She kicks off her shoes.
And then he's going to bow to her feet.
Now it's going to be like some foot fetish action. It's going to be Quentin Tarantino style.
Paul
kicking his ass with
sticking his tongue out and licking stuff. So,
all right. We're going to find out next week.
She distracts him.
I predict next week is going to be a clusterfuck of rushed shit yet again. They're going to rush a whole bunch of reasons for things to happen.
It's going to be over an hour.
Yeah.
This is something I said in my review that I just want to quickly say. So we all agree that the bubble is completely moronic and there's zero justification in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
No rational scientific reason, even in Star Trek.
I thought what they were going to do was almost semi-clever. Is the leadership of the Federation, and they say half the fleet is congregating on Beta Z. They said earlier that the Venali Rawl and the Beta Z people war with each other a lot. That's what this ionic wall is about. So have this bomb, make a couple of these bombs, one to make them close ranks and a second large one to take out Beta Z.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
Not if they're actually going to do it, but that being the plan. That's a great plan, and that's very believable.
But Jed, that doesn't build the Venari Rawl Empire.
Well, it could, because if you wipe out the Federation, what competition is there?
Well, let's be honest. Beta Z wasn't really the center yet. They were just getting there.
Well, but the Federation leadership was there, and half the
they said half most of the fleet there. That's what I thought they were going to do. I really thought they're going to set an Omega device off on Beta Z and take out.
That's what made sense strategically.
Yes. Yeah.
And but when I was worried when the admiral's like, yeah, we're gonna get the rest of the fleet there. We're gonna congregate on Beta Z to protect the leadership. With this type of weapon, congregating is the worst possible thing you can
Decentralization.
do. It's like the little doctor.
These are people who don't understand anything when they write this stuff. They just don't.
Literally, there's no one who's ever served in the military or thought in a military style or read Sun Tzu.
Well, that's because the military is evil. Anyway,
well, yes,
now just as a final thought, I have it up here. The Nielsen's for February 2nd, February 8th, which was Emissary.
Oh my God, it's got to be huge.
That was Emissary. The episode that everybody called. That was the episode that everybody said was great. It was their most favorite.
Best.
It was best. The number 10 on original streamings on Nielsen's was 332 million minutes viewed, shrinking on Apple. That was
That's
number
actually
10.
a fun show. It's fun.
And
like it.
Harrison Ford is in that, so that's got actual star power.
Yeah,
But he plays himself though.
But here's the thing, and I'll just bring it up. I should bring
It's
it up.
fun. Go watch it. It's fun. It's stupid. It's fun.
Point is this though.
Starfleet's not on it.
Oh, it's got to be the top. They can't measure the number of minutes. It's
so
like
large.
It's as big as the Federation being surrounded by the binds.
I mean, here's the problem.
Each
Look how
bind
this
beat
is
the
the
episode
lowest
once.
one.
The Lincoln Lawyer.
This is original streaming for the week that Serious Acclamation Me, the episode of Sam. We call it Emissary. That was that episode.
I'm
Cisco
actually
bar
surprised
fight.
that I'm actually surprised that Bridgerton is not number one.
Well, remember these are 40 episodes versus 28. People are probably rewatching. They're probably rewatching.
Yeah, the Nielsen's bullshit.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. But point is, it can't even break in at all against anything. So once again, complete and total failure.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm just checking here.
Okay.
You know what the problem is? This is a sci-fi bias.
Oh, yeah?
Fallout is not sci-fi. It is alternative history. Stranger Things is fantasy. So this is clearly sci-fi bias. They are not accepting sci-fi shows. That's what it is.
Sure. Why not?
Well, the Big
Beaten
Bang
by
Theory is
SpongeBob.
sci-fi now.
Beaten by SpongeBob on their own network. On their own network.
Wait, who's still watching Rizzoli and Isles?
I don't know. Maybe they just released it.
Well, it's on 3 different platforms. So that
Oh my god!
Hey, listen.
Did
Sasha
you check-
Alexander was smoking hot in that show.
I know.
I was having some PC issues. Did you check original because that would potentially?
We were just on original.
Okay,
yeah,
we were.
that's where we
I just
started.
went off it. Yeah, that's where I was.
Oh,
I just wanted to show
Wait,
you.
That's what I'm
everything
saying.
else.
They don't like sci-fi. They exclude sci-fi
No.
specifically.
Big Bang
Oh,
Theory
that's
is
on
a
there.
sci-fi show.
That's not sci-fi. That's
Now it is.
alternate history.
No, Big Bang Theory is now sci-fi because of its sequel series. Do you know about
that's
that?
so gay.
Oh, where Stewart saves the universe.
Wait, what?
It's going to be a multiversal hopping epic. How Stewart puts the universe together after breaking.
So
Leonard
basically,
and,
they took
Sheldon's
all the
devices.
secondary characters. You got Stewart, you got Bowie, you got the geologist, and the girlfriend, and the Sheldon. I guess what happens is Sheldon causes a rupture in the universe. That's the only thing I figured.
The plot description says Stewart goes to visit the school and accidentally breaks one of Leonard and Sheldon's devices when they're not watching. So Stewart breaks Sheldon's device, and that breaks the multiverse.
I hated that show.
And
I
it's
just
called
want the laugh
Stewart
track.
fails to save the universe. That's what the show's called.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
You know what?
point is, halfway through the season, when we were supposed to be told that the show's doing great by all the stands, nobody's watching. So
We are.
Well, we are because we're being made to. Point is,
Who's making us? We're doing.
I'm making you.
Even Strange New Worlds.
I was
got
doing it
Nielsen's.
before you asked me to join.
I know. I'm using the Dermy argument where I make it sound like I'm making you do stuff, but you're not actually being made to do
You made me do this.
We made you do one
once.
episode.
Once you came back.
I know.
Your own
because
decision.
I'm a masochist. Okay. Do you not?
Welcome.
What do you expect from me?
Welcome.
Anyway, point is, sometimes these stands, fake fans want to make the argument, oh, it's gaining traction. People are enjoying it. Jed, we're not going to, this is going to be one of those penultimate season finales where everybody suddenly watches it.
Oh God,
Which we saw on Doctor Who, where there actually was a lift, no matter how bad it
There's
was.
sometimes spikes at the beginning and end of a season is when you see the highest viewership.
They didn't even have anything for the beginning. So this thing will go on unnoticed. And
they could still release it earlier this year.
we were talking about this last night. I think, to your point, if they do it, they'll do it in December and roll it into next year through January.
They could do a single dump.
Oh,
A bachelor.
God, I
That's
hope-
when you know it's going to be crap.
I hope not, because then we're missing.
That
I'm
ruins
missing
it.
content. I need that's content.
I know that
content.
ruins
They
it. That's
re-edit
ruins
it
us.
into a movie.
No, they don't
Section
have the money
31.
for that. They don't have the. Oh, you
Section
watched that
31,
one. I didn't watch
exactly.
that one. You watched that one.
I just want to point out the amount of money they spent on this show, all 10 episodes, could have been used to remaster DS9.
Yes.
Oh,
Don't-
it would've
don't
not
hurt
cost
me.
Anywhere near this
Don't hurt
much.
me.
Because yeah, this
My
show-
dog is crying
Take my
about it.
money.
Hey, the amount of money that was spent on this episode could have been used to make a good show.
Well, no. Plenty of money's been spent on bad shows. So,
well, yeah.
Anyway, we're done.
Yeah, the show was $10 to $20 million per episode.
Oh
God, that's all I need to retire. I've already calculated.
Anyway,
that's what it's.
We'll be back next week. Let's go around, say what we need to say, and get on with the rest of our evenings. Brad, what we got going on?
Tomorrow night we will do Wormhole Watch. I think it's Visionary. Is that the episode?
Yeah, it's a Cisco episode.
It's a Cisco episode involving the emissary. Lore based. We're still having some problems in season 3. It's a thing. But myself, Adam, Fracture Filter, and Jay Hitman, Cardassian apologist extraordinaire, will be watching, and we'll probably talk about this episode of Academy, so I can somehow, when I find time, get it on a Latin lounge.
Just to make Hitman suffer.
Just to make Hitman suffer.
Why do you hate Hitman?
He brings it on himself.
He brings it on himself. He says that Bajors are their own fault for them being enslaved and killed.
Everything Hitman does, he brings it on himself. Onesies and quadrants and Major Barrett.
I actually have to, before I wrap up, do have to thank Alex Kurtzman. Thank you very much. Because of this show, I have now got into the partner program on YouTube.
Congratulations.
Yes. In fact, I just picked up 3 subscribers in the last 2 hours. Off the last video.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we all get there. We'll get there. Jed.
Well, you can all find me on YouTube at The Endless Frontiers. I'm actually going to be going live in just under an hour here to play some SWTOR, just a really laid-back, chill stream for a couple hours. If you're watching on my side, you'll actually automatically be redirected over to that stream. And then, of course, on Monday, the Rider Flight podcast will return with the Chat Choose Your Own Adventure segment, where you, the chat, help me craft these wild, wild short stories. They're more insane each week, so that'll be a great time. So, Endless Frontiers on YouTube.
Okay. Cadet Dermy.
Hi, I'm Dermy Wormy. My PC started giving me shit because Elgato started freaking out, so we'll see how tonight goes. But actually, I do have some breaking news that I'm going to be talking about tonight. There's been a harassment campaign on Mythic Talent Agency because Asmongold's been there. And today they announced that Asmongold, like an hour ago, they announced Asmongold stepping away from Mythic Talent.
So they bent the knee?
Yeah.
Doesn't he make them a lot of money?
He was part owner of the company.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
I was not planning on talking. I was planning on reacting to a few videos tonight and doing this, but now I have to play some Rev Says Desu videos to help you guys get to this and talk about this because it's huh?
Yeah, to catch up.
Yeah, to catch up because this has been a thing that's been going on now for like 2 weeks. Like it was a crazy fucking campaign. That's retarded, and they're under other looks because people are accusing them of stealing money from creators as well.
Man, that VTuber world is weird, dude.
What hold on, what about the series finale next week?
What about it? What about it?
Yeah,
just
what about
noting.
Hey, you want to know what? I'm taking 3 days off next week to celebrate my birthday because it's the week of Dermy, and I still have to watch this shit.
The week of Dermy.
No, I'm talking about your series finale.
Oh yeah, Ballbuster season finale series,
which
finale.
coincides with Starfleet Academy's season finale.
Listen, I regret to inform people that DSP outlived something else yet again.
I knew you were gonna make that joke. I knew it. It
scarred me once Bug made that point. But we do have there may or may not be people coming on. There may or may not be people to help send off.
Can I take the night off?
No, fuck you.
Damn it.
Do you want money?
That does remind me. Drive-in's coming back this week, Adam.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Because you want to line it up with Hail Mary, don't you?
Yep. So on Friday, I've got an opportunity to watch Project Hail Mary early. So I'm going to have a review up for it on my channel when that comes out. I'm very much looking forward to it. So for this week, Saturday Night Drive-In, I don't know what Adam and I are planning on doing for that.
Probably earlier.
Earlier. Yeah, we'll want to do it live, but
yeah,
we'll
we're going back to live.
Details.
The whole
It'll be
pre-recorded thing is
on
over. That's
Saturday. Yeah. We're going to be doing The Martian.
The Martian. I get to enjoy Matt Damon. We all know
Damon.
how much I love Matt Damon.
Matt
Damon. Anyway, so Drive-In is back, and then we'll be back to normal following that. Drive-In will return in this time slot. We'll be back to normal until some other panel show comes around, and Jed and I agree to shift it around. No, I'm not going to make it. I'm not making anybody do Ahsoka. I'm not going to. No. There's no reason to do a panel show for Ahsoka. I can handle that on my own. I don't need a panel show for that.
We should do a panel show for Ahsoka. Let's keep the game.
Shut up. Anyway, Unholy Holy Warrior for $2. Adam, check your email if you links around. Yes, don't worry. I was expecting that. Thank you for the $2. I'll be over on his show in a couple hours. Okay, so as for me, I'll be over there on his channel on Rumble in a couple hours. As for me, I'm gonna eat some dinner, and then rest night. No, it's not that time of day for that. Oh, there's a time and a place for that, Dermy. And this is not that time or place. Anyway, tomorrow, roundtable 3 p.m. Eastern, where we'll go at the Lanterns trailer in our own special way. We're not going to watch it because they are hitting people. But I have a whole discussion planned. Dermy, did you get hit last night?
Yeah, I got hit last night. I'm telling him to eat my asshole. I'm fighting it.
Go for it. I'm not.
I have seen this trailer. I've seen this trailer 3 times. I'm over it already, and I want it to die.
Anyway, so we'll be discussing Lanterns among other things tomorrow. I got some gaming stuff to talk about. Should be interesting. So we'll see what goes on. Either way, thank you, one and all, on my channel and over on Jed's channel for joining us tonight. We do this one more time next week. The end of the road until season 2, unless they batch drop it. then it's just fuck it. I'll say this out. If they batch drop season 2, I'm not even wasting my time. It's one thing we do this a week at a time. I am not dumping 10 hours of my life in one or a couple days on this stupid series. That ain't happening. It's not worth my time. It's not worth your time. Anyway, but we'll be back next week with Where No Man Wants to Go reviews. All of us, well, 3 of us, will be doing our reviews next Thursday for the finale.
I may or may not be working.
You're gonna do an overall reaction. Is what you're gonna do, and you can take your time on that once it's done. You don't have to. Mm-hmm. You still have to watch the first part. You haven't seen the first 3 episodes.
Don't remind me.
I will remind you.
Honestly, it might be the best 3. It just kept getting worse and worse.
It kept getting worse.
Yeah, it really did get worse and worse. It did. It has gotten worse, progressively worse in different ways.
I'm impressed at the levels they keep getting lower and lower. That takes talent.
I mean, Mystery Goat, that's why we do it. We know that you guys actually enjoy watching us do reviews and talk about this more than the actual show.
Because you're sadists.
Well, we have.
Yes.
I went to law school. I'm a masochist by nature.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you everybody for being here. We'll see you guys next time. Go watch Jed play some video games. Go watch Dermy cry about VTubers. And I will be on Unholy Warriors channel over on Rumble in a little while as well. Until then, guys, we'll see you later. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your night, guys.